Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Yomesh Gupta. In this video, we are going to solve a problem solving question that was shared by one of the users of the Devtools Tech platform. If you would like to share any question with us that you have seen any in interview or you have seen it on the internet, then there would be a link in the question description and in the comments. You can go to that link and submit a form and share that question with us. Coming back to this question, it was asked as a machine coding round question in one of the product companies in India. uh, this is generally asked for SD1 and SD2, so I thought it would be a good practice for us to attempt this question. The thought process behind asking this question by the interviewer was to assess code architecture, code writing skills, problem solving, logical thinking, naming conventions, and journal practices. So it should be an interesting problem. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So let's see what we have to do in this question. It says that we have to implement a price calculator. Let's understand this in depth. You're tasked with implementing a function price calculate prices, which is going to take a single argument that determines how much price money each winner receives based on the government's award allocation system. Okay, sounds fancy. Now let's see the requirements. We have a award allocation mechanism here. So it says each year the government allocates a total of 1 rupee per category for awards. So this is a dummy value here. So what we understand is that we have a government body that allocates 1 rupee per category for awards. Now here category could be something like a sports category maybe. Let's say cricket, we have football or basketball and so on. Now it says that each year the government allocates a total of 1 rupee per category for awards. So that means cricket gets 1 rupee, and so as football, and so is basketball. Now the 1 rupee allocated to a category is split equally among the participating teams within that category for that year. Okay. So if cricket gets 1 rupees, it is divided into the winning teams. Let's say we have two teams, India and Pakistan. Now it is equally divided between them. So India will get 0.5 and maybe Pakistan will also get 0.5. Now it says that each team further divides its allocated share equally among its team members, the winners. Okay. So let's say in India, I am typing index again and again. So India, there are two players, A and B. And for Pakistan, we will have, let's say we have just one player, C. Now it's further divided. So A will get 0.25 and B will also get 0.25. So a sum of these two would be 0.5 and then sum of these two would be 1. Now since Pakistan there is only one player C, so it will get the full share of the entire team, that is 0.5. So in total it would be 1 rupee, the total amount allocated for that category. Now the final output that we need to return is an array of objects where each object represents a category in a given year and the corresponding winners. Also this says every year, so that means let's say for cricket this was 2020 or something like that. Now the final output is an array of objects where each object represents a category in a given year. So this whole line number 11 to 12 is one category. That means category cricket for the year 2020. These are the winners A, B and C, where A gets 0.25, B gets 0.25 and C gets 0.5. So this is the final output. Same we have to do for football and basketball. Let's see the function signature. It says we have calculate prices, which is going to take awards just like we are given here. Now arguments, this award is an array of objects. Each object represents a winner's award, and per object we have the name, category, team and year. So if we see the example here, in the input we have array of objects and each object there are four keys: name, let's say James Pebbles, category javelin, team Mumbai Indians and year 2019, just like it's mentioned here. Array of objects and each object will have name, category, team and year. Finally we have to return an array of objects where each object contains the category, year and winners and the name of the winner and the share they are going to get. Okay, so let's say we have James Pebble for javelin, Mumbai Indians and year 2019. So now for 2019 we have three in entries. for the category javelin, Michael and Didier, and this is for Gujarat Titans and Gujarat Titans. That means for year 2019 and category javelin, there are three winners. One belongs to Mumbai Indians and two belongs to Gujarat Titans. So that is the first object, the category javelin year 2019, and there are three winners. Now 1 rupee allocated for javelin was further divided into 0.5 for Mumbai Indians and 0.5 for Gujarat Titans. Now Mumbai Indians, there is only one winner, my James, that's why they will get 0.5 complete. But Gujarat Titans, there are two winners, so that's why each will get 0.25 and 0.25. So this is for javelin 2019. Similarly, we have to do for shooting, again javelin 2018, shooting 2019, shooting 2018, and so on. And you can also read the explanation here. I mentioned how this was computed. So let's start the implementation here. Let me close this for more space, and let me remove this also. So we know that we have the awards here, which is an array of objects, and then we have to uh, return an array of objects where each object is a category per year. Okay, so we need to do some sort of grouping here. We'll do that. Let's see how we can achieve. First things first, that in any interview we have to take care of edge cases, unhappy paths, sad flows, and all these things. So we can do that using early escape condition here, or guardrails. Let's say we create something called prizes, which would be the final response that we need to return, and we will say is input invalid. This is a guardrail condition. So let's say if we don't have the awards, or array dot is array awards, if we don't, it's not an array, or let's say the length is 0, so awards dot length, if it is invalid, let me close this a bit. So if it is invalid, then we are going to simply return an empty array. So this is the guardrail condition here. Now let's see what we need to do. So what we understand here is that we have an array of objects. Let's say award 1, where name is A. I'm just using dummy names, and category is javelin, so I'm using J here. Team is MI, Mumbai Indians, and year is 2019. And we have three players for this category, A, B, and C, and for the other two, the team is GT. So the final output is a grouping by category. So I want to create some sort of grouping here, so that we can using that temporary or intermediate data structure, we can create the final JSON. So I want to create something like, I want to group them by category and year. I'll show you why I'm doing that. So let's say my category is javelin for the year 2019. What I want is that I will collect all the awards inside this. So name A, I mean this entire information, all the three awards here, and so on. And I want the winning teams also. How many, which are the winning teams, and what is their frequency of winning. So my winning team is MI, and there they are occurring once. So there is one winner from MI. Now my second team, winning team, is GT, and they have two athletes that won. So GT two times, which is coming here. Now if you see my final output, it is something like this only, that we have the category javelin. If we zoom in a bit, category javelin, year, and the winners here, which is basically the name of the winner plus the share. So that's why I'm doing some sort of intermediate grouping, so that I can use this to convert into the final output. Now you might be asking, why do we need the winning teams? So we know that per team like let's say mi is going to get the half of the share. It's, let's say, total provided, which we know is 1, and there are two teams that won, so we equally divide between them, 0 0.5 and 0 0.5. Now we need to know that, you know, what's the share of per athlete, and we can only do that if we know how many athletes are there for particular team. So one way to know that is that we are doing here is that we will count that how many times a team is occurring in the array of awards, because this represents a particular athlete. So for mi we know 0 0.5, and we know we have just one athlete, so they will get 0 0.5. But for gt we know it's occurring twice from the winning team's map or object, whatever we want to call here, and it's 2, so that's why we are getting 0.25, and it's limited to 2 decimal places. I mean, it could be 3, let's say 1 divided by 3, so it should be 0.33, nothing more than that. So this is the logic, and we will use this final object to create the final the prizes that we need to return. So let's create this mapping here. So I'll scroll down a bit. I'll create something called awards per category and year. Let's me create a new map for this. So this will be basically contain, this is the awards per category and year, where key would be the with the combination of the category and the year, and the values would be awards and the winning teams. So that means we need to loop over our awards. So awards dot for each, we will get the each award here, and inside this we need to create the key first, that would be the key of the map. So it would be award dot category and award dot year. Now using this key we will see that if do we already have this category per year. Let's say we inserted this for the first entry, then there are other two entries also, so that means we need to insert it in the map entry we created earlier. So what we are going to do is we are going to say category per year, this would be awards per category, get the key. So we are finding if it already exists. If not, then awards would be an empty array, and the winning teams would be a new map. Now this awards per category year dot awards will push the award. So basically what we are doing here is it's an array. Inside this array we are pushing the data for athlete A, and for the next iteration we will push the data for athlete B, and so on till we have till this is the combination. Like if it's a javelin 2019, all the award winners for javelin 2019 will push in this array. Oh sorry, this would be push because it's an array. Now we also need to store the winning teams plus their count. So what we can do is we can say current team count award category per year, uh, winning teams dot what we call get the award dot team, because we want to find out for current team if we have that value, else it would be 0. We can use now current team, not sorry, we have to increment it if we find it again. So we can say set sorry award dot team current team count plus 1. So basically what we are doing here is that first we'll find the if we do we have the mi already. If not, if we have, then we will take the value or stored value here, else it would be 0. This is the current value. Now what we are going to do is mi, we will store mi as 0 plus 1. So that means finally we have mi and as one value because it is occurring once. And finally what we are going to do is we are going to say awards per category dot set key and category per year. If I console log this now, let's see what do we have. Let me copy this. And let's copy this also. Oh, we don't need this. So we can say calculate prices. We will come here. We will call this awards. Let's break this. Now if I run and if I see my console, calculate awards console. Oh, I made a typo. So see, right now the one I showed you, that we have javelin 2019, shooting 2019, javelin 2018 and shooting 2018. For javelin 2019 we have awards where basically all the three winners and their whole information, the name, category, team and so on. We can filter this out also, but it's okay, we have the entire information here. And for the winning team, if we see that Mumbai Indians, there is only one player, so we have Mumbai Indians as one. And for Gujarat Titans we have two players and we have that information here. Same for shooting 2019, we have all the award winners and we are the winning teams plus the count. So Chennai Super Kings won all the three awards in shooting 2019, so we have the three here. And if we see the Chennai Super King, M Stanley, and we have Akira Yoshino, Chennai Super Kings 2019. So we have this data here. Now let's use this intermediary data to create our final JSON, which would be the an array of objects with the per category. So how can we do that? So let's loop over it. Let me close this. So we have awards and the winning teams from the awards per category dot values. Basically now the array and the map we created, we are going to use that. Now we want that what are the total winning teams. We need to know that. So that, why I'm doing this, because we know that for per category we have 1 rupee as the winning price. So we want to know that how many teams are the winning team so that we can equally divide them. So it would be winning team dot size because it's a map, and if it's 0 then we'll assign it 1 so that we don't have the error 0 divided by 0 error. Now we'll find price per team, so that would be 1 divided by total winning teams. So let's say there are two teams, so it should be 0.5 price per team. Now if there are three teams, so it would be 0.333, but you have to limit it to 2 decimal places. So let's create a utility for that. So I'll create something called format amount. It will take the amount here and will return parse float. We will say amount to fixed to 2. So let's say our amount comes like 333, so this will convert it to 0.33. Now 2 fixed, when we use 2 fixed and we tell to how many decimal plates we want to limit, but it gives us a number. The output of 2 fixed is a number, that's why I'm doing parse float again. So I'm using format amount here again, and we will wrap this. Now let's find out the winners. If we see the final output here, we need to return the winners, basically an array of objects where we want the name and the share. Okay, so winners, let me create a space here, would be awards, because award contains individual athlete dot map. We have the individual award. What we want to return from this would be the name, which would be award dot name, that the name of the individual winner plus their share. Now the share is calculated as price per team divided by the number of winners or number of the athletes in that team. So how can we do that? We'll again use format amount. We have the price per team. Also, we want to know the winning teams, but basically how many athletes are there in that team. So we have the count of that also from this that we calculated mi1. So winning teams dot get award dot team. So if I show you what's happening here, basically what we are doing here is, we know, let's say for mi price per team is 0.5, and from this map we know that there is only one athlete, so there would be 0.5 only. Now these are the winners. Now let's create the final response here, or category information. This would be something like, we need the category, so that would be awards.0.category. I'm using awards.0 because for all the awards that we are finding here, basically currently we are iterating over Javelin 2019, so all the awards that we have are for Javelin 2019, so that's why we can directly use it from this. We need the year also, so that would be awards 0 year, and we already did the winners part, so we have that. And finally in our prizes array we will push this category information, and then we are going to return the prizes. Now if I run this now, let's see. Okay, so we are not console logging anything here. So if I run this now, see, we have 4 objects here. We have the category Javelin, year 2019, and all the winners here. James Pebbles with the share 0.5, Michael 0.25, and we have the DDR 0.25. Same for shooting 2019. We have all the, all the winners with each share limited to two decimal places, and so on. Now if I remove all this, let's say if I comment this out and I go to my test cases and I run this, see, all our test cases are passing. No awards data, so we'll have the empty array, single category, single team, single winner, 1 rupee for the single winner, because there is single team and single category. Single category, multiple teams and multiple winners, so it is properly divided. Multiple categories, single year, and multiple categories, multiple year. So I created 5 test cases here and all are passing. Now if we just reiterate what we did here was, let me just close everything. So first we added our guardrails that if the input is invalid, then we are going to return the prizes, which would be an empty array. Then we used the data provided to us, an array of objects, to group all the awards into category per year, where this is the key. In the values we have all the awards won for that particular category for that year and the frequency of the winning teams. Now using this data, we created the final output where we needed this information. We needed the category, the year, and the winners. We calculated the price per team by the total. We can use a constant here also, like at the top we can create a total price and use that here rather than just a magic string. So coming back to this, we used it by 1 divided by total number of winning teams that we got from this map. So price per team, we got that. Now using that price per team, we need to find out price per player, and we did that by price per team divided by how many players are there within a team. So we got that, we divided that, we use format amount util to round it up to 3 decimal places, and finally we collated all the information and returned it. So this is the end of the video. I hope you liked the approach I provided. It is one of the countless approaches that you can use to solve this question. Maybe you could have done something better, maybe I missed out something, maybe you could have used a single loop. That's up to you. If you feel that I missed out on something or something could have been better, then please do mention in the comments, do reach out to me. The link to this question would be in the description and in the comments. Use that to try it out, submit your solution and share that with me. As always, do like, share and subscribe. It would help a lot in promoting the channel, bringing awareness to the content. I'm trying to be consistent, and if it would mean a lot, and your support in terms of subscribing, share it on your social platforms would bring a lot of awareness to the content. There are a couple of links on the screen if you want to practice with me. topmate.io/practice. I have helped a lot of people get jobs into good product companies, and get 100% hikes. So if you can be one of them, if you reach out to me. Plus you can use devtools.tech/practice to practice a random question from our database. We have roughly 200 plus questions, I think, now. Also, there are my socials, Twitter and LinkedIn. You can use those to reach out to me and to connect with me. So till next time, see you, take care, bye bye.